warm San Jose welcome.
I was going to start that, but I didn't think it was appropriate.
It was good.
So we're going to hear from both gentlemen, and then we're going to have time for a Q&A and a photo op at the end, and then some time for some one-on-one interviews with members of the media. So we'll start with Dave Cavill.
Yeah, really a historic day here for the club. I'm really proud to announce Tom Fox as our new president of the San Jose Earthquakes. We spent a lot of time thinking about who's the right person to take the club to the next level, and we really wanted someone who could grow the revenues of the club so we could reinvest in players and actually compete for more championships here in San Jose to add to the 2 MLS Cups that we have and the unbelievable 40-year history we have as an organization. With his experience in Europe, we think that's a great fit. We also wanted someone who really understood the connection between a club and the community. And I think Tom's experience at Arsenal and what he did there, as well as growing up in Chicago, a fellow Midwesterner, I think is a great part of that. And I think folks will see that really genuine spirit that he has. And so we're very excited to have him. It's a bittersweet day for me because obviously I've given so much to the Earthquakes over the last 7 years, but it's also a moment so I can move on and spend 125% in Oakland building a new ballpark there for the A's. And so it's an exciting day. We're really thrilled to have someone like Tom here. I think it says a lot about MLS and where MLS is as a league right now, that in the span of 2 or 3 months, we could bring in one of the top executives from Roma and then bring in one of the top executives from the English Premier League. I think this league only has a bright future, and I'm excited to be part of it as we take on the next chapter. So thank you very much.
Thanks. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for the great introduction. I'm actually really humbled to be taking over this incredible organization that you've really built. It's not just the stadium, but it's the quality of the people. I was explaining to some of the staff over the last couple of days, I know the Premier League is the biggest, probably the biggest league in the world, certainly the biggest and most recognized soccer league in the world, but the infrastructure at the clubs is probably not what you'd expect, and I've been so pleasantly surprised over the last couple of days. The people that we have at this organization, the team that Dave and the ownership group have built, is really incredible, and this club is really poised to take advantage of a whole variety of things I think that are available to us. One, sort of the growth of the league and the moves that the league is making collectively to really step on the gas and continue the growth they've had and maybe accelerate it. I think we've got a great team that can take advantage of our 40-plus year history in this market. I'm used to dealing with clubs in Europe that are over 100 years old, and that sense of history and authenticity around the game is something that a lot of clubs in Major League Soccer don't have, and we do, and I think it's something we can take full advantage of. We have an unbelievable ownership group. They have great vision. They're willing to invest. They make strong, well thought through, purposeful decisions around where this club can and should be and invest behind it. And I see all of those things coming together in a market where you have tremendous corporate support. You've got technology companies, but other businesses as well, in this very, very proud city of San Jose. And I think we can be, in this city, the thing that San Jose is known for above all others. And so I'm really humbled to be taking over this organization, Dave. I know it's personally important to you how this club continues. I know you don't want to leave because you've not cleaned out your office.
This is true.
His drawers are still full.
I'm looking at Scooby-Doo up there as our guard dog.
Yeah, it is. He's still there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at pictures of Dave and his wife. But I promise you, well, you can leave a couple of those if you want. But
I'll clean it up.
I promise you, I will do the best job I can taking this from the place that you've built it to and taking it as far as we possibly can with all of the great people that are already at this club. So again, I'm really pleased to be here. I really appreciate everybody coming out today. Be happy to answer any questions I can, but thanks for the warm welcome and thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Dave and Tom. We have Charlotte over here has a microphone. If you do have a question, a member of the media, please raise your hand and she'll bring the microphone over to you. And please state your name and organization before you ask the question. So questions, please.
Hi, good morning. Elliot Allman, San Jose Mercury News. Tom, I know that I kind of asked you this already, but now you're here. You're actually got your feet in San Jose.
Yep.
So give us a couple first things that you're going to do.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is shut my mouth and open my ears. My first experience, Elliot, in soccer was in 2009. And I will be happy to tell anybody I was not a huge supporter of the game, didn't know much about it outside of what we did at Gatorade with the women's team around the World Cup in '99 and the men's team in subsequent years. So I was not a dyed-in-the-wool football supporter. And I need to learn the game in this country. I need to understand the unique things that MLS does in terms of how it operates. And I need to learn this marketplace. I think as we talked about on the phone, one of the things I've learned about the game of soccer and one of the real advantages for us is that soccer has the unique ability to connect with its fan base in a way that I just don't see other sports really capitalizing on. In England, they're called football clubs, and people choose to join a club, and they choose to wear this badge because of what that association says about them. And our ability to continue to connect with our community and the supporters and the fans here is fundamental to the proposition. It's fundamental to what we want the Earthquakes to be. I need to spend a lot of time really understanding that, meeting as many people as possible, not just the staff who I've encouraged to stop by my office, and everyone's doing that, I'm glad to say. My people are coming in and introducing themselves, but I need to do that in the community as well, Elliot. I need to understand what this club means to the people of the community, what it can mean, and what we need to continue to do to make it as strong as possible.
I'm Alex Morgan from Quakestock.com. Tom, first of all, welcome to San Jose.
Thanks.
Obviously, it's a big shift from the Premier League to San Jose. Can you talk about some of the top factors that attracted you here?
Yeah, I mean, I had some personal reasons, obviously, for wanting to come back to the U.S. And truthfully, this was one of the first job opportunities that came my way, and I was immediately impressed by the ownership group. They have incredible vision. It's not often you'll find an ownership group that's going to write a big check to build a beautiful stadium like this, because they understand that to our community, having a physical home and a place around which we can all congregate and galvanize, the support that exists for this club is fundamentally, critical and important. And when I met the ownership group and started to talk about their vision for the club and the growth of the league and where they wanted to get to, I realized that, even though we've been in this market for 40 years, and even though, we've been in the stadium for a couple of years, there's still tremendous growth in the league, and I think we've got the opportunity in this market to grow as well. So, I mean, I've always been someone that has looked at challenges in my career. I think anybody that knows anything about football would know that going to Villa was a pretty massive challenge and a risk, but I did it purposefully with my eyes open because I like a challenge. And I think there's big challenges in Major League Soccer. I think there's big challenges in this market, and I came because I think I can offer some value and help this club get to where it wants to be, performing at a high level, competing, and winning. And I will tell you, from what I've seen on the inside, we've got everything we need to do that. By the way, I'm freezing up here. Huh? Wow. It was hot yesterday. What's going on here?
Good morning. Robert Jonas with MLSsoccer.com and CenterlineSoccer.com. You're sitting next to a man who, when he took over the job of president, had one very big goal in mind, which we're sitting under right now, we're sitting within. When you look at the position you're taking over, what is the biggest goal you look at accomplishing now that you're president of this team?
Yeah, a great question. There's a lot of similarities between coming into this role at this time and what I saw when I joined Arsenal in 2009. Arsenal had been in their new stadium for about 4 or 5 years before I arrived, and there I saw an organization that had been so singularly focused on getting to a new stadium and building that new stadium in much the same way this organization has. And so the journey for the Quakes, really since they returned to San Jose, was a journey defined by concrete and girders and trying to create a focal point for the support and a place that everybody could feel proud of. And now that that's done, there's another journey, and I think that journey is defined by people and capability. How do we build and continue the work that's been done and build an organization that is capable of taking advantage of the opportunity that we see in front of us? And it won't be as visible as pouring concrete and putting seats in a stadium, but it will be every bit as difficult. It will be every bit as important to the future of where this club can get to. We have an amazing staff, as I've already said multiple times, and my role is really to create, to use a football analogy, to create the space in which that group of people, that talented group of people, can really operate and maximize the opportunity. But it'll be a journey of people and capability and dealing with difficult issues and answering difficult questions. And I think it's going to be an incredibly exciting time for the club.
All right, great. We're going to move the table out of the way, take a couple photos up here, and then we can have time for some one-on-one interviews. Thank you very much for coming by today.
Thank you. Thanks.